Welcome to the Sports Betting Preview Show, a pregame.com podcast. This is segment 4 of 4. Big game preview, Villanova at Syracuse, Saturday, 9 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. I'm Marco D'Angelo along with Vegas Runner. We're going to preview this game for you. Now, we are taping on Thursday, so we don't know the actual line on this game. But as we always do, Vegas Runner will give you his number. I'll give you my number, and then we're going to handicap the game accordingly. Vegas Runner, this is a biggie in the Big East.
Huge.
Could be one of the best games of the year.
Yeah.
And, I know I'm a little bit biased from, originally being from Pittsburgh, but I'm sorry. When it comes to college basketball,
Big East,
there is not a better
East
conference than Big East basketball.
No.
Top to bottom.
It's the best conference tournament there is. Come on, at Madison Square Garden, who puts on a better conference tournament? Not the ACC, not the Big 12, not the Big 10, whatever. It's the Big East puts on the best.
This is it.
I'm a little biased coming from Philly, too.
Well, being a Philly boy, you got your Villanova in here.
Yes, I do.
What do you got? What do you got the line?
Okay, this is the first meeting for these two teams for this year. I made Syracuse a 7.5-point home favorite. I made the total 161.5.
Wow.
We're off this one?
We're off. We were like dead on. Like
everyone
until this one. Okay.
Give it to me.
You're drinking the Syracuse Kool-Aid, aren't you?
I am.
You are. Okay. Well, I got Syracuse -5.
Okay. I hope.
And these are two of the
and that's the thing. I try to make what I think is going to be what I think the real line should be, and you've been putting out what the fair line should be, how they're going to balance the money, and I agree. 5's going to balance the money. 7's going to get you a ton of Nova money. Mm-hmm. And I don't think the books are going to put out 7.5, even what I have. So I'd like them to put out 5, to tell you the truth.
Well, we will find out Sunday. Villanova, they bounced back big last night. They drilled South Florida.
Yeah, they did.
74-49. They got beat by Pitt. They went to Pitt on Sunday, and
back-to-back losses. They lost to UConn at home. They went to Pitt and get lost. So they had to take it out on somebody. Poor South Florida walked into town.
Syracuse on the other side of the coin, they went to Providence and they dodged a bullet.
They did.
They were down at the half in, the Providence was looking pretty good, plus the hefty
the point
numbers.
I had them. Don't tell me.
I don't know if you saw the start of the second half. 26-2 run Syracuse went on to start the second half.
My good friend Marquez called me the next day and he said, "Did you see that?" I said, "Actually, I didn't." He said, "You're lucky you didn't see it."
If you had Providence, and that was actually
you were feeling good at the half.
It was my trap game that day. I had Providence because I just thought the line came out low on Syracuse and they were begging Syracuse money. And at halftime, I'll be honest, I was patting myself on the back. I said, "Yeah,
great call, yeah,
we got this one." And when they come out to start that second half, and it's like being caught like a deer in headlights. Providence just couldn't stop the bleeding. They were hemorrhaging.
Yeah.
They called a couple timeouts, to try to stop the run.
Yeah, couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. 26-2 run in Syracuse.
And when you're at home, you shouldn't let a team go 20 that kind of run on you at home. Calling a timeout should be able to stop it. At least slow it down.
It didn't slow it down.
I hear that. You're the second person that told me.
Yeah, so it was pretty ugly. But these are two of the best defensive teams shooting percentage-wise. Now, it's a little bit misleading when you look at these teams.
The points they put,
Yeah, because they scored. Now, Syracuse gives up less points than Villanova. But Villanova doesn't let teams score at a high percentage.
They just give up points, but because of the style they play, it's the style, too, that they play.
So it's misleading. So now, coming into this type of game, what do you see, which way they're going to want to play this game? Because Syracuse is a team that can play both ways.
Yeah.
They can play you half court.
Or they could speed it up, too.
They can run and gun.
Yeah.
Which way do you see this game
I know
going?
we have different leans on this game. Villanova loves to run. There's no other way they like to play basketball. That's why every time you see a Villanova total, it's over in the 150s, 160 range, 170 range in college basketball close to, because Villanova loves to run. And like you said, because of that, they give up a lot of points too, even though field goal percentage-wise, you're absolutely right. They're pretty good defensively. I'll tell you the truth. I think Syracuse gets them out of their comfort zone in this game. And I think Syracuse dictates the pace of the game and slows it down when they want to, because they are home. And they don't let Nova play that transition basketball the whole 40 minutes. I know like I said, we disagree on the leans. I like Syracuse in this game. I really do. Reason being, this is their their third game after their loss at home. They went on the road. They beat Georgetown. They beat Providence. Now they return back home where they lost to Louisville, a team they shouldn't have lost to, being a 7.5-point favorite. So I just can't see them having two bad home games in a row. I know that's not reason enough to take a team, but Syracuse is 15-2 at home, so they play very well on their own court, and I just really see them showing up and playing an extremely good game against Villanova and trying to show this is why we're number one and this is why you're number two.
Well, you even said
you're drinking the Syracuse Kool-Aid.
You are.
I am. I'm mad. Let me tell you why. But when I gave my futures for the year in NCAA basketball, for the long shot, I was looking between Tennessee and Syracuse. Syracuse, believe it or not, was like 20-1. So was Tennessee. But I liked that Tennessee had the more seniors, and I thought they were a little more athletic. Now that we're this part of the season, I wish I would have had the Syracuse ticket, to tell you the truth.
Well, in just a quick note on the futures, and I think it's one of the reasons that a lot of people don't like to take Big East teams on future bets, because
they get beat up so much, dude.
The conference is so tough. And they generally play a physical style. The Big East, you play Big East teams. You go play teams like Pitt and Georgetown, they are going to bang on you.
And you make a run in the Big East Conference tournament, too, where you play all them games in a couple nights, and then all of a sudden, a week later, you're in March Madness.
These teams, have not fared as well in the big dance, because they do beat themselves up.
So tell me quickly, why you like Nova?
I lean to Nova here. I think that the public perception here is going to be all Syracuse. I'm hoping to see some good value with it, but it's a scenario that I just can't see them bringing the line too high, because Villanova is a good ball club,
dude, and they
score a lot of points, so they are going to look attractive, getting a sizable number. And I know this is going to sound silly, and we're coming up on the time, but if the line comes out at 7 or 7.5, I'm not going to feel good about Villanova.
Right.
And that sounds silly when I say if the line comes 5 or 5.5, I'm going to feel really good about Villanova. And you're going to say, is this guy on crack?
No, you've explained it well enough, plenty of times.
Many a times. And this one, because really, and again, to use the old teaser analogy, if this game comes out at 5 or 5.5, and people can tease Syracuse,
it's an automatic
to a pick 'em at home.
It's an automatic.
That's where all that money's going to come. So I think Villanova keeps this game close. I think it gets down to the end and it comes to free throws. And let's face it, you got to hold your breath when it comes to Syracuse.
Yeah, you do.
With free throws.
You do.
It's always been an Achilles heel with this team. And I like, and that's something you got to consider if you're taking Syracuse and you're laying points.
Yeah, of course. Any team you're laying points
because they're not a team that can get you that automatic extend.
When they're up 5, you're going to get near double digits. Yeah. Instead, they might bring it down to 1, missing a couple foul shots.
You got to lean to Syracuse. I got to lean to Villanova. No official plays. Go to pregame.tv. Predict the final score of this game. If you get it correct, we'll give you $100 pregame dollars.
Smackaroos.
You can use it anything you want to buy at pregame.com. This has been segment 4 of 4. Another great week of shows and games. We'll be back next week. Now remember, you can watch all of our videos at pregame.tv. If you prefer to download and listen, go to iTunes, search for pregame.com, and you'll be able to download all of our podcasts. For Vegas Runner, I'm Marco D'Angelo. RJ Bell will be back with us next week. Have a great week, Enjoy the games this weekend, and most of all, make some